This is a takeover. Wall Street and the ASX now at our fingertips with this right here.
Welcome to Eagle Review, courtesy of Steak. Start trading with the best and download the app today, or visit hellosteak.com and do it from the interweb. We're back at the MCG, up against the Hawks with questionable weather on the horizon. The boys bursting out of the gate in the opener. Exactly what's needed on the road. Darling boots the first from this contested grab, and some brilliant one-percenters here. Cripps, Waterman with the slappity slap, eventually feeding JK with some soccer skills. Perhaps the last time we see the great man at the MCG, where it all began. First game, first goal, and the boys are looking the goods. We haven't won a first quarter in the past 10 games, and the captain doing some of his best roving work inside forward 50 with this sensational snap, and we're up by a couple at the first break. Second quarter though, a bit of a different story. The Hawks flip the switch, slamming on 4 straight majors, few undisciplined free kicks, and some poor turnovers, handing Hawthorn their equal highest scoring term for the season. Bit of a stalemate in the third until Jake the Snake Waterman roves this darling contest perfectly, just gets a little left foot slipper on it. Great finish, but we were forever trying to get inside this 2-goal margin for the rest of the game. The captain showing why he's one of the best ball users on the non-preferred in the league. Such a classy finish with Foley just escorting it over the line. It's the first time since 2019 he's played 8 straight matches and kicked 2 snags in a game, but a 4-goal to 3 final term and a bit of Luke Bruce toughies was enough for the Hawks to collect the 4 points and send West Coast back to equal bottom of the ladder with the Kangaroos. Here's the senior coach with his thoughts on the game.
We came with the right intent. The second quarter was disappointing. They jumped away a little bit, but we dug in there. Pressure factor was high, but we couldn't match them in the work rate contest area for periods of the game. Only little periods, but they made us pay. We can't chop and change. You know, the personnel piece has hurt us throughout the year, but there was a period there where we got a lot of players back, and now we've dropped a couple again. So we need to stay the course with what we're doing and just keep looking for the little wins. Unfortunately, we're not getting the 4-quarter effort that we're striving for, but I thought effort for the most part was there today.
The boys averaging a losing quarter-time margin of 23 points on the year, so a lead at the first break was pretty cool stuff. It was also our highest scoring first quarter since round 1 against the Suns. We were well beaten in contested footy on the day by 33, -24 in ground ball gets 2, a stat we're ranked last in the competition at. Hawthorn have generated 22% of their scoring from defensive 50. That's the most in the competition, and accordingly went 45-0 in this department on Sunday. In the third term, we edged the Hawks in clearances, maintained control of the ball with more uncontested marks, and applied great pressure with the tackling, 28-11, but still lost the quarter by 2 points. In fact, the tackling pressure was the most impressive it's been for the season, finishing +32 and also with a higher tackle efficiency than our opposition. Big boy Barris certainly having a tilt towards his first ever John Worsfold medal. He's averaging 12 disposals and 3 intercept marks per game. He had this in the first quarter on the weekend, finished with career highs across the board. 30 touches, 18 grabs, and 8 of them intercepting. This, the best of them, just heaving himself into the unknown and taking an absolute ripper with the flight. Don't mind the 93% efficiency with his ball use either. Hats off to one of the leaders of the footy club on his outing. Special mentions, Gaffy joined TB at the top of the possession chart with 30 himself. Shuey finished with 17 disposals but 10 tackles, again for the first time since 2019. Waterman's 3 goals were just clutch, particularly some of his grabs, all tremendously difficult, but stayed composed to hang on to them till the end. Witherden defended stoutly at times, and his backmate Shannon Hearn continues to age like a fine Barossa Valley vino with 27 touches himself. Cal Jamison made his way back into the side for ruck god Nick Natanui, but unfortunately the youngster was subbed out late in the fourth with an adductor injury. The senior coach saying it shouldn't be a long-term drama though. In his 50th game for the club, Tim Kelly copped a corky late in the first half, which certainly limited his impact on the game, but he actually played more time on ground in the second half, so gutsy effort there. Copped a tag from McGuinness prior to the injury. Didn't matter with this forward 50 stoppage. Just a great selfless block by Xavier O'Neill. Kelly explodes out of the stoppage with this check side goal. Exactly why Sam Mitchell gave him a minder early on.
My man!
Jai Culley becomes the 47th player for the club to make his debut. That's the first time that number's been hit since the Saints did it in 1980. The club has now played every possible punter on the list, barring the inactive players. Rowan Jones with a jumper presentation in Melbourne, special stuff. The top pick in the mid-season draft finished with 12 touches and a match-high 11 tackles. The tackling average for a debutant is 1.5 in the AFL system, so he's absolutely obliterated that. The youngster would have been stoked to make his AFL debut in front of family and friends in his home state. Brady Hoff running at a goal, tough angle. On the left foot, a bit of a scragger. Sicily says, get it out of here, and bang! That's gone absolutely miles, about 70 metres all up, and lands in his teammate's arms inside the centre circle. Yeah, you got to pay that. Darling high-fiving the Little Hawks fan over the fence, ripping form. Hopefully he picks an Eagles supporter next time. Tommy Mitchell boots this one into the back of his teammate Nash. Bad camera angle, but trust me, it definitely happened. Few random noises making its way onto the telecast yesterday. None weirder than while Moons is trying to give an update on Ben McAvoy's head bandages.
Got the bandage on, so looking fantastic.
On this day, 12 years ago, Lecker had that memorable outing against the Bombers that he obviously hates bringing up. Le Dozen, he calls himself, but he's put his hand up for an AFL recall with 15 of the best for his local side Cervantes on the weekend. Stay tuned to the Stake team announcement on Thursday Arvo. Half a chance. Lines were a bit hectic at the SCG for the Wallabies England rugby test. This punter found a way to skip them all. Heads up onto the roof for the best seat in the house. Probably better than the one he had hours later with bars around it. But the winner going to the VFL with this Pies game, Will Kelly's foot genuinely stuck in the fence. Have a look at the distress. No, seriously. I need some help. Can someone get the jaws alive to get my boot off, please? Thanks for watching this week's episode of Eagle Review, proudly presented by Stake. Invest in all 2,000 plus ASX stocks and EFTs with flat $3 trades. Find out more by visiting hellostake.com or downloading the app today.
This is a takeover. Wall Street and the ASX now at our fingertips with this right here.